What business institutions want more than anything else is more business. How to get it is, how can we increase our sales? Or more important still, with competition as it is today, how can we induce the buyer to buy our goods, our merchandise, our equipment or service in preference to others that may be just as good? The direct answer to this question is more effective selling. Every business manager knows that the institution that has the most effective selling has the best chance to make the sale and get the business. It is reasonable to conclude that in order to make the selling effort more effective, we must have a more effective method for the selecting and training of salesmen. Fortunately, such a method is available. Its effectiveness far surpasses that of any other ever employed. We refer to the talking motion picture method. This method is also quite effective when used to inform the buyer about what is offered for sale. Every important item of information about the goods, their origin, methods of production, the many points of advantage, and just how they satisfy the buyer's needs can be displayed in a most attractive and convincing form. When applied to the very difficult task of selecting and training salesmen, the talking motion picture method has many outstanding advantages. We call your attention to three of them at this time. First of all, it makes use of standardized sales talks and demonstrations. These are composed of the most effective selling experiences of the most successful salesmen. Only after they are thoroughly tested for technical accuracy and practical effectiveness are they recorded. Second, by the use of the talking motion picture machine, the training process itself is standardized. Every salesman receives identical training. The salesman sits in a comfortable seat and looks and listens to a master salesman give an accurate and effective sales talk and demonstration over and over again without any variation whatsoever. This makes for accuracy, speed, and effectiveness in the sales training. Third, educators are agreed that one of the most important factors in the process of learning is the ability and strong tendency of human beings to imitate what they see and hear in others. By the use of this method of training, this important factor in learning is utilized 100%. Standardized sales talks and demonstrations, standardization of the training process itself by the use of the talking motion picture machine, repetition of the selling act over and over again without any variation whatsoever, utilization of the important factor in learning, these major factors combined with many minor ones make the talking motion picture method quite superior and most effective in the selecting and effective training of salesmen. You are now going to look and listen to a salesman give an accurate and effective sales talk and demonstration.
Mrs. Barnes, now that you've seen the wonderful new Hoover with all of its improvements and the wonderful work that it does, I am sure that you would like very much to have one, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would, Mr. Gross, but I don't feel that I can afford to make the change at present.
I see. Mrs. Barnes, I have here a picture of how the dirt appears at the base of your rug. If you had eyes which could see into your rug, this is exactly the condition that you would find at the base. I am sure, Mrs. Barnes, that you understand by this time that there is a great difference between the Hoover and the present method of cleaning that you're now using. Don't you, Miss Barnes?
Yes, I can see that that is true.
Aren't you convinced, Mrs. Barnes, that only this Hoover can effectively remove this condition from your rug?
Yes, but I really can't afford to make the change now.
I see. Mrs. Barnes, wouldn't you appreciate having all of your rugs in the same fresh, clean condition as this rug, which we just cleaned with the new Hoover cleaner?
Naturally, I would.
I see. Mrs. Barnes, just hold the corner of this little rug, and I'll show you something which you wouldn't believe if you didn't actually see it for yourself.
My goodness, where is the dirt coming from?
Mrs. Barnes, this is the dirt that is at the base of your rug. This is the dirt that is causing your rugs to wear out. Don't you feel, Mrs. Barnes, that you owe it to yourself, to the fine furnishings in your home, as well as to the health of your family, to eliminate this condition from your home?
Yes, but I can't take the Hoover today.
Mrs. Barnes, you're paying for a Hoover, and you're not getting the use of it. You're paying for it in the depreciation on your rug, caused by this sandy, gritty dirt which eats their life away. Mrs. Barnes, you're paying for it in the extra amount of labor, in the extra amount of time which it takes you to do your cleaning without having the Hoover. So, Mrs. Barnes, if you'll just sign our pay-as-you-use plan, I'll be glad to leave this Hoover with you so that you can begin getting the benefits of the Hoover today.
Well, I've always wanted a Hoover, so I may as well buy it now.
Well, thank you, Miss Barnes. Right along here. I'll just leave your receipt with you, Mrs. Barnes, and I'll clean up this dirt and again show you how to use the dusting tools so that you can get the full benefit of your new Hoover.
The little scene you have just observed and listened to will give you something of an idea of what the complete selling act would be like. This scene was recorded by the ESCAR Motion Picture Company of Cleveland, Ohio, pioneers in the business. The ESCAR Motion Picture Company is equipped to make any kind of industrial, educational, or commercial motion picture. We can make pictures with or without sound or with color if desired. Through our sales and service division, we can assist you in the solution of any phase of your sales problem. We can check and, if necessary, revise your selling talks and demonstrations or create new ones for you. We can assist you in selecting a better type of salesman for your particular line. We can help you to prevent the salesman who has not been trained for effective selling from spoiling prospects, losing sales, and losing money for you. In a word, we can assist you in that difficult task of selecting and training salesmen for effective selling in the shortest time and at the lowest cost. Finally, remember that what you want is more business. That in order to get this, the effectiveness of your selling must be increased. And that to do this, a more effective method for selecting and training salesmen must be employed. And finally, that the talking motion picture method, when properly employed, meets this very urgent demand. Gentlemen, we thank you. that the talking motion picture method, when properly employed, meets this very urgent demand. Gentlemen, we thank you.